Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 24th to the 30th, 2024 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And I guess you can see, I don't know, it sounds so funny to say that we've had a bit of rebranding here going on. I am now Dane Hart Guided Messages. So, yeah, it's me, my tattoo, my hands, a little bit of eczema right there showing up. So yeah, so it is me. But I just wanted to let you know that there has been a bit of a name change. And if you want to check out my website, it is now Dane Hart Guided Messages. Readings start at $10. We want to be as inclusive as possible. Me and spirit, I always say we, but it's always me and spirit. And I don't ever want to ignore spirit from this whole entire journey. So yeah, so it's the guided messages that come forward. Yeah, so if you want a reading, check out my website and I look forward to reading for you. Now, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, here, Gemini. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, I love it. We start with the Queen of Swords that represents us. We then have the Page of Cups reversed. We have the Seven of Swords. Ooh, little bit of sneakiness going on. Oh, the Two of Swords reversed. The okay, there we go. The Six of Wands reversed. Interesting. Oh, I do apologize. I'm a bit congested. We have the Page of Wands reversed. We have the Ten of Swords reversed. Oh, we have the Queen of Wands coming through in the upright position, which is awesome. The Page of Swords comes through in the upright position. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading. The Ace of Wands and the Four of Cups. Interesting, interesting. Okay, let me just make sure everything is in frame. Oh, it is. I can even pull things down just a little bit. Does that work? Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay. I love that we're crowned by the Queen of Swords. We're crowned by ourselves. We're embracing our voice and our power, our sacred feminine energy. It does not matter how you identify. It does matter that we embrace our sacred feminine energy during this time. We are cutting through doubts and fears and negativity. You're going to find during this week, you embrace your voice more than you have in quite a while, or you feel a lot more comfortable thinking and saying what you want. It doesn't mean that we just like say whatever comes into our mind, because that can be rude, but it does mean that we are a lot more open and honest with ourselves, the way that we want to move forward, the life that we want, what we are seeking to build. It's interesting that lies are going to be coming up during this time, lies that others have told us, lies that we have believed. You know, it can be sneakiness around people, and we're starting to see it and be like, oh, wow, I'm calling out that behavior. I'm calling out that energy. That's not cool. And really standing more firmly within ourselves. It can even be that certain lies are revealed to us where it's like, this is, you know, what, like hair extension, fake nails, all that stuff. Where when I was younger, I used to think, like, actually, like, to be honest, not that long ago, I used to think that was all real. I was like, how does everybody have such beautiful, thick, thick, thick hair and long, long, long pointy nails and all this stuff? How do they do it? And is it a vitamin deficiency that I have, looking for my faults? And then I realized, oh, like, then I saw through YouTube and everything, I was like, oh, it's fake. I was like, oh my goodness. And that's going to be the kind of realizations that we have around things. It's like, oh, it's an illusion. It's not real. They just wanted us to think it was real. And we fell into their marketing, their campaign, their whatever. So just be mindful about that. Even with people in our lives, they want us to see something curated. It's not necessarily the truth of it all. So being very aware of that is going to be very important. With the Page of Cups reverse, we need to connect with our inner child when it comes to our love, when it comes to what we love and what we're passionate about and how we need to move forward emotionally, spiritually, beautifully in this life, traverse this world. And listening to our heart is going to be very important because we are the mind, right? And the mind and the heart talk to each other all the time. And so to come forward and let our inner child heart talk to our mind and not logic it out and not say, oh, how silly could you be? But say, I'm here and I'm sacredly listening to you and holding space for you. That's going to be super important. And that is super important. If we have children who are highly sensitive children in our lives, like if we have children of our own, if grandchildren, nieces, nephews, work with these kids, their emotions can be all over the place. So there can be water sign energy or just highly sensitive children. Be mindful about this. Water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. If we're born on the cusp with Cancer, if we have water sign energy in our chart, we can find that this energy wants to have a temper tantrum more often than not, or needs to be handled carefully. We need to make sure that we're fed on time, we sleep on time. We have this rhythm that we're listening to, our internal clock, our internal selves. With the Seven of Swords, again, a lot of lies are going to be coming out during this time. Secrets are going to be looked at and be like, you know what? No, I don't respect this. I don't like this. And it can be that we catch people and we catch ourselves in the act of these lies, like believing these lies or believing the sneakiness. Just be mindful about this. We can be too stubborn this week. Again, be mindful about this. Keep an open mind. We're going to see here, we end with the Four of Cups. And I love this with her wearing a little bunny mask and her holding a bunny. And there's bunnies, on the cups here. And then is it the one without a bunny that she's turning away from? I don't know. But she's being handed a cup and she's turning away from it. And we're going to be handed a gift and we're going to want to turn away from it. We really are. We can say no, like I'm too overwhelmed. No, but we're going to be handed a gift and we need to look at it sacredly, take it for ourselves. Spirit is going to be pushing us in a direction that we thought, oh no, that wasn't the way I wanted my life to go. I wanted to be XYZ. So just be mindful of our stubbornness, of our inability to want to walk the road less walked. So we could have had this image of ourselves, this way of looking at ourselves. Oh, I want to be the perfect person. I want to be just like this. I remember when I was younger, I just wanted to be perfect. I mean, that was all I ever wanted to be. And it was all I would never be. I was never going to be perfect. I was born a bit blind, a bit deaf, severely, severely dyslexic after the operations to correct those two minor things. I was never going to be perfect, ever. And that's all I wanted to be. I wanted to be perfect. And it was unattainable. I have to be me. And that also means being a tarot card reader, being, a medium, embracing the spiritual. And so for you, what does it mean for you? That you sit there and you think, oh my gosh, if I do this, I'm going to be so far from what people think is perfect or what people, what others expected of me or what I expected of myself. But this is what my soul longs for. And this is the road I need to walk. Because with the Six of Wands reverse, we're not celebrating ourselves. We're not embracing what we love. We're not saying, oh, wow, I'm really, really remarkable. We're saying, you could have done it better and you should have. Hold your head up proudly. Be proud of who you are. Even if it's far from the place you thought you would be, embrace you and love you. Because time goes fast. And if you don't love you, then what's the point? So embrace and love you. because you are enough and you will always be enough. There's sacredness within you. And I think part of the chaos of this world is that we don't recognize the sacred. We push, we want to conquer, we want to achieve, we want a winner, right? We always love the king or the emperor type of modality, the way of doing things, and then below. And then who comes next? We love that hierarchy. And here, it's letting go of that hierarchy that we as human beings are so programmed to follow. Embracing your passion, your fire, and making time for your passion and your fire. Again, there's going to be a little kid in your life. Fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a little bit of a hyperactive child this week. They can be kind of bouncing off the walls. So do be mindful about this, especially with if you're in here in the States. If we have, not if we have Thanksgiving, but with Thanksgiving, we can find this energy to be like a little bit frustrating. Can't you just sit down? I need to cook, type of deal. So just be aware. Or if we're teachers or working with kids, they can be so excited because the holiday season is fast approaching, is here, well, quite frankly, and they could just have so much trouble sitting in their seats. So be aware of that. With the 10 of swords reverse, we are transforming. We are. And it's beautiful, but oh my gosh, is it scary. And until we say, I release and I transform, and I was never supposed to stay a stagnant one dimension, person like this way that I was when I was 15. I was never supposed to stay this way until, the end of time. I let myself transform. I let myself grow. I let myself embrace the different stages of our lives. And that's going to be really important. It is scary because there's a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new, but it's also taking all the chaos that was thrown at you, all the swords, all the ways that we were stabbed in the back, and saying, I now have a powerful arsonage of, arsonage, is that the right word? Armory, I guess, behind me. And swords, well, they're still very expensive, right? If you get a properly made one. But once upon a time, they were the height of the weapon. And a well-made sword was your life and death. I mean, it was everything. And a well-made sword, could change the life of your family. If you were handed a sword in battle, all of a sudden your life changed. So here, to have 10 swords just put into something, into someone in the Rider-Waite Smith deck is 10 swords in a person with them laying prostrate on the ground. So, just being aware of that, like that's wealth, that's money right there. You wouldn't just walk away from it. Nobody would just leave it there. So just being aware. And also we can make things right now a little bit bigger in our heads than they actually are. So letting things go, saying, that's okay. Now let's move forward. That's going to be really important because you have the Queen of Wands right here. Very strong fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you have fire sign energy in your chart, that comes through very, very powerfully. If you have fire sign energy in your life, that's going to be great energy, even though if it's a little kid, they could be thinking they're an adult right now. You could be like, you're testing me type of thing, with love, of course, and compassion. But do be aware, but embracing their magic and seeing that they look at things very differently and saying, like, why, instead of trying to make their minds think like your mind, like, what's going on here? Explain it to me. That's going to be really cool because they'll send you on a bit of an adventure, and it'll invoke the inner passion within you. With the Queen of Wands, it is embracing your fire and it's embracing your magic. It is letting yourself be magic. And instead of poo-pooing yourself, it is saying, there's glory within me. Instead of falling into the chaos of fire, right? Fire is one of the most magnificent things. It cooks our food. It warms us. It was an innovation that was unbelievable for our ancestors when we discovered fire as a human being, as a race of people. So here, that bringing that fire forward is life-changing for us. But if we let it get out of control, it's devastating. So it's finding that balance. I was watching something about, Dionysus and Apollo. Dionysus is the god of the Greek god of creation, right? Of creativity, but also of like drunken parties and just, debauchery. And Apollo is creation as well, but it's also rules and order, and you can't have too much of one or too much of the other. You need the balance of them to come together. And that's going to be here. In order to be the queen, she has figured out how to balance Dionysus and Apollo. And that is going to be so important within ourselves. How do we balance our fire and our passion and our creativity and let the spark, and the muses drive us, and the spark, dance and sing and be? And how do we hone that? and use it with laser focus. It is also recognizing that it doesn't have to be something flashy. I always say, going back to my love of Greek mythology, there's a Greek goddess, and it's Hestia. And Hestia is one of my favorite goddesses. And if you've been here, you know the story. But I just love it so much. And for everyone who's new, and there's a lot of you, Hestia, the goddess of the hearth. She was supposed to be one of the main goddesses in Olympus, right? She was supposed to be on top with Zeus, right? But there was an uneven amount of gods and goddesses. They had just finished with the what is it? Oh my gosh, the war with the Titans. And she said no more. And now they're going to go to war again. So they had an equal number of gods and goddesses. But she said, no, I'm done. I don't want to fight anymore. You all be the main 12. I'm done. Or however many there were. I just said my love and I forget now the number. You now go. I think it's 6. And she sat down. Nobody did that. In ancient Greece and ancient Rome, you definitely didn't do that. People don't do that now. But she did. And she went from being one of the big ones that everybody remembers to being a smaller, lesser goddess. But she was the goddess in the center of every single Greek and Roman home in the ancient world. She was the goddess of the hearth, the fire, the heart of the home. And here, it is saying, what is the heart of your home? What is the fire of your soul? How do you nurture it? It doesn't have to be big and flashy. It doesn't have to be a red carpet moment with your name up in lights. But it is going to be beautiful. And it moves you to the Page of Swords. It moves you to the energy connecting with your inner child, with your creativity and your questions and your seeking and your wonderment. One of the things with Geminis that drive other people up and down the Mississippi is that we have wonderment up and down the Mississippi. I mean, we really do. We have wonderment to spare. We can just get absolutely fascinated with something. It's like Geminis all have ADHD, right? We get just absolutely engrossed in something. It doesn't have to be the hyperactivity where you're bouncing off the walls, but your attention gets taken by this and that. And oh my gosh, that's so interesting. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. So embracing that energy is going to be so important for us during this time. The inner curiosity, the questioning, the seeking, but not being afraid to question and seek. And it brings us then to the Ace of Wands that the Queen of Wands takes and the Page of Wands questions and saying, this is my fire. This is a gift from God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, saying, this is my fire. This is my passion. This is how I'm moving forward. And do not think it has to be your way. We're going to think here, oh, I know it, I know it, I know it. We have the Two of Wands here. The Two of Swords. I know it, I know it, I know it. It has to be like this. And Spirit is going to throw us a curveball during this week that takes us out of our comfort zone, that opens up the door, and it's not going to be what we expected. And that's okay. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Here we have the White Swan reverse, and it says the power of divine grace is within you, and we don't believe it. It's true. We don't believe it. We don't say it. So be very mindful about that we're like, oh no, that's not true. And Spirit's like, oh my gosh, when will you listen to me? It moves us then to our chakra energy. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, goodness. This is determination reverse. This is the solar plexus chakra. So if you interlace your fingers and rub your tummy like this, that can really help break up that blockage. But it's listening to your gut and it's listening to your body and it's grounding yourself and centering yourself because you are swimming upstream and you're tired and you're like, I don't want to be doing this anymore. And getting yourself centered in your determination and in your dreams again is going to make all the difference. So be mindful of the blockage here. Excuse me as I cough. Also be aware of listening to your gut, of listening to yourself, of just starting to center yourself and center yourself like breathing into your stomach. That will also help you, loosen the blockage there so that you connect with your solar plexus, right? You connect with the solar plexus chakra. You connect with yourself and you see yourself in such a new way, but a powerful, grounded way within your being and body. Let's see what the energy that we need to be mindful of is. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, goodness. Okay. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and Spirit guides. This is the 5 of Cups. Be mindful of being a little bit like Eeyore, if you know Winnie the Pooh, right? And it's like, oh no, everything's horrible type of thing. We look at what what isn't instead of turning around and seeing the beautiful blessings that are before us. The Two of Cups comes in and it's seeing the love and the connection, and it's changing our minds to change our whole entire lives. And that's going to be amazing. And that is amazing. Our subconscious spirit message is the owl reverse. And it says your intuition is correct. Follow your inner wisdom without fail. And we're having trouble. I laugh because we have a blockage in our solar plexus chakra. So, of course, we're not going to be listening to our inner wisdom and being like, wow, it's so great. We're also having a bit of difficulty celebrating ourselves and honoring ourselves. So, just being very aware of that is going to be super important. It moves us then to listening reverse. This is the throat chakra. It's one of the most important chakras for air sign energies. With listening, we always think of the throat chakra with talking, but listening is so important. It makes the talking better, right? And here with it being reversed, it's letting go of having to have the answers and just simply listening to the questions. And our whole entire existence can just become one question after another after another. And there's nothing wrong with that. So here with the throat chakra, humming, singing, chanting, massaging the side of your neck, like opening your hand like this and going up and down on the side of your neck, just very gently, because that can be a very sensitive spot for people, especially if you have a blockage. That can be very beneficial too. But that can help, break up the throat chakra, blockage, and can help us start to listen, not only to the outside world, but to our inner world as well. And our world becomes so much richer. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. This is the Ace of Wands, and we have the Ace of Wands come through. I like that they're on top of each other here. And Spirit's like, be mindful of what is a little bit too flashy, a little bit too fiery, spicy, a little bit too intense, all right? Or to push things too far or too hard and burn too bright, because you'll wear yourself out. It moves us then to our subconscious energy, tarot energy, and it's the Five of Cups again. And I laugh because we have the Five of Cups here. Really change your mind, change your life. And we're going to have a bit of difficulty with that. We can be very, very stubborn. It's like, it has to be this way. And Spirit's like, change your mind, change your life. Open up the doors, because you will be surprised at what comes in. The Four of Cups also reiterates that for us. So this is going to be a week where we're stubborn. We think we're right. And we're going to be surprised if we kind of step back from our ego a bit and say, all right, show me. And we will be surprised at what Spirit unveils. We really will be. It'll be kind of mind blowing. All right, Gemini, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.